Hello, everyone. Should you drive for Uber or Lyft or get a job? Now, let's say you're an individual that has been currently working and abruptly you got laid off. Maybe due to you living in a state where it's an at will state where they can fire you for whatever reason. It could be due to layoffs, too many, overhead with business, or you're in a position where you should get promoted, but you make too much, so they have to let you go. And you're one of these individuals, and even if they let you go, you took the buyout, you have some reserves, but you still want to have more income coming in to have steady cash flow. I would suggest that you do Uber or do Lyft for the following reason. It'll keep your cash flow going. Because let's say you have cash flow coming in from that said job that you got let go from. Even if you was to get unemployment, it still adds to the cash flow. So let's say you got unemployment and then you decided to do Uber or Lyft and you're getting unemployment. That's three sources of income. Now, mind you, I know in the state I live in, you have to, if you apply for unemployment, you have to like check in like every week or every 2 weeks on the fact that, you know, you're looking for work, illustrate that you're looking for work, and then eventually you'll have to get off it because you only have a certain amount of money allocated in unemployment for each individual. And once that's out, it's a wrap. So that's another reason. So let's say you have a good job, and let's say in the second example, you're a person that has a good job. It's i.e. job security. So let's say you work in the job security field. Let's say nursing or education. You can still keep that job, but I'm sure in this example, the person would be aware they can still be let go at any time because they don't own the business. Just to be on the safe side, I would suggest you do Uber or Lyft just as a backup plan. Like you may not do it, but at least register. Go through the process where you can be in the system in case a situation arose where you need to take a leave of absence for work. Let's say if you're in the education field, you need to take a good leave of absence. You were still getting paid, but with the downtime, depending on your reason for taking a break from being an educator, you can do ride share and Uber and have more money coming in. Let's say you're a nurse. Let's say you're a nurse that works at a home base. You work these 16-hour shifts. Let's say you need some time off because you're just tired. You need like 8 hours to recover and get some sleep. Not saying that you have to do Uber or Lyft. If they have that option, you still have it. Now, if you're a traveling nurse, you're just unable to do Uber or Lyft because you're always on the go traveling. However, even that traveling nurse, him or her, can still set up an account with Uber or Lyft, and that way they could just have it as a backup plan. Now, there's not one or the other. I think, if possible, if plausible, I think each individual should do both. They just should because my opinion is that one can never have too much money coming in, just never. And depending on how one sets up their situation, they can get tax breaks. And let's say you're an average individual out there, you just work one job. And let's say that one job pays you bi-weekly, which means you'll get paid every 2 weeks. That's two deposits. Now let's say hypothetically you kept that job, right? And then you decided to do Uber or Lyft part time. Now, with Uber or Lyft, for those that don't know, you have the option to cash out that day, or you cannot cash out at all, and it will automatically go into your direct deposit a week later. So, in this example, let's say that one decided to do that. That means it will go from 2 deposits to 6 deposits. Again, that's just better math. And you all in the comments can tell me what you all believe. Now, I know some of you all may be out there thinking, well, hey, I already have 2 jobs. Okay, cool. You have 2 jobs, and you have 2 jobs. Let's say your 2 jobs pay you every 2 weeks. Let's also say that they're not on the same pay period, right? So that's 4 times a month. Now, just imagine if you were able to do Uber or Lyft just part time, right? That's 4 more deposits you can have. I say that to say that having a job in addition to doing Uber or Lyft is a feasible thing for most people if they have the right mindset, of course. I don't ever think a person should just have one source of income coming in, no matter how much money you make. We all know this because some people that have jobs, they still have money in stocks, they have money in certain investments. You have Uber, you have Lyft, you have other gig work, Uber Eats, DoorDash, because inflation is going to do what inflation does, and prices are not going to drop. That is one of the main reasons I believe one should have a job and do Uber or Lyft if possible. If possible, everyone isn't able. Everyone has something going on to where they may not be able. But if able, do it. Do both. Because, more money, more money, more money. That's what it's about. More money, more opportunity. Because we all want to be able to do the things that are a necessity, and then we also want to do the things that we want to do. And one of the main ways to make that happen is to have money. So yes, do Uber or Lyft and keep a job or a career. Just wanted to bring you all this today. So hit the link below and go purchase my book. Get it for yourself, get it for a family member, or get it for a friend. And if not, get it for an enemy. For when you do, it's a high chance that you and that enemy can become associates. And if not, you all can become friends. Depending on the nature of the relationship, you all can become lovers. So like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.